Hello, welcome to the Newspaper Review. My name is William Sapule and I'm really happy to have you join me here on the program. With me here on the program is Miss Natasha Brown.
Thank you, Bola.
Happy
Happy New Month.
Happy New Month. Yes, it's the 1st of March 2023. It's an interesting month. I mean, leading up to the 1st of March been very interesting. It's almost like an unending week-long activity up until this morning.
Right.
Where they announced the new president-elect. So if you're just hearing that, we have a new president, a new sheriff in town, in person of Bola, Ahmed Tinubu, as our president-elect for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A very interesting outcome from the 2023 general elections. There's still been a lot of reaction. People are still reacting. People are still trying to wake up from their dreams. For the ones that are feeling, a bit uncomfortable about the outcome and all of that. We're still going to see more reactions because, of course, the other parties, that is the Labour Party, the PDP, we don't know of the NMPP because we haven't had any statement from them, but that of the PDP and the Labour Party are threatening to take the whole, the INEC and, of course, the entire process to court. So we're going to see all of that play out in days to come. But what is current and what is real as we speak this moment is that we have a new president in person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Congratulations to the APC, that's all I can say. I can't say congratulations to Nigerians because, of course, the reactions from everywhere is different. A lot of people are very unhappy. I've seen different kinds of profile. Some are saying Black Wednesday, some people are saying I'm very sad, I need to wake up from this dream, while some others are celebrating, especially people in Lagos. They are celebrating the man Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Interesting. Well, for today, we're going to go right into our newspaper review, and that is why we're here. So if you're just seeing this video, do well to subscribe to this channel so you get to know whenever we come up with a new episode. How do you do that? Please turn on your notification because that's how you will know whenever we come up with a new episode of the program. So without wasting much time, let's go into taking the headlines on newspapers across Nigeria for today, the 1st of March 2023. And we'll begin with the Vanguard newspaper. All right, let's start with This Day newspaper. And the headline on This Day says, APC PCC, Obasanjo's call for election cancellation meant to truncate Nigeria's democracy. Says ruling party will defend Tinubu's mandate against anti-democratic forces. Jonathan Mahama, other West African elders sue for calm, urge electoral body to address procedural concerns, comply with electoral law. Meet with Atiku, Kwankwaso, Obi, and Tinubu in peace move. All right, make sure you pick up a copy of This Day newspaper and read up the full story. Moving on to the main headline here on This Day, we see as headline here, INEC declares Bola Ahmed Tinubu president-elect. Tinubu, 8,794,726 wins 12 states. Atiku, 6,984,520 wins 12 states. Obi, 6,101,533 wins 11 states plus FCT. Kwankwaso, 1,496,687 wins 1 state. All right, that's the main headline. Well, Natasha, since we're still in the whole election season, we're just going to talk about this main headline, which is, reminding us of the fact that we have a new president-elect and the figures that led to his declaration as the president-elect. Just, if you can, just give me a general commentary on all of the happening within the last 24 hours.
I think definitely right now on my resume, I should put in political analyst and strategist. because yes, I absolutely predicted how the results were going to turn out. And I mean, look at the talk show we had the other day. Yeah. The Know Your Candidate talk show. If you haven't seen it, please kindly go watch it. It's very informative. So we definitely, all of us were on board except for Bright, who was fully obedient.
Yeah.
And we actually did predict that it will be a very tough call for Obi to unseat Atiku and Tinubu.
Yeah.
Not that it cannot be done, but those people are multi-versed in the politicking of Nigeria, whether at the advantage point or the disadvantage point, they know how to connect the dots. And these are people that are ready to roll in the mud and get down dirty.
Yes, get the job done.
Was Obi ready to do that? I doubt. I strongly doubt, because even there were words, there were talks out there that a lot of the people in charge, like the agents, the party agents, they were told not to cause any chaos, not to cause any havoc. Nobody should add a jot of number to what they generate there. So he
wanted to keep it clean.
He cut off a lot of loopholes that people could have been able to latch onto. So on that, I applaud him, but it still really did backfire. Because these other guys were not coming to say we're coming to do child's play. Emile Okon had already said Emile Okon, he was ready to get it. Anyway, and then we see the thuggery happen like on mass level in Lagos, even though surprisingly, which not too surprisingly to me, Lagos people came out to vote for Obi. But when we look at the margin, it's not so far. It's a 10,000 difference thereabout. It wasn't so far, but I was impressed regardless of the thuggery and the voter apathy that there was, and also the disenfranchising part where a lot of people's cards did not come up on the Beavers machine, so they could not vote. So we see
not just that, a lot of people were also disenfranchised in the sense that they were sent home by some of these talks,
Right.
So when you're leaving your street, you meet people at the gates part of your street and they're asking you,
who are you voting for?
Where they go vote for? The moment you say something like you're going to vote for B
Right.
or for a certain party, they send you back home.
Right. So all of that happened. So and I mean the biggest shocker as well was River State.
Oh right, River State.
The result was it was laughable.
Oh my God.
It was laughable.
Because I know what my polling unit polled for the Labour Party. Same as some of my friends that I know, they weren't exaggerating what came off for the Labour Party. Only to hear that in Obiakpo, only Obiakpo, which is, by the way, Obiakpo is
the largest local government in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, and also here in the South River State, as it were. In the whole of Obiakpo, that Peter Obi got just a little above 6,000 votes. How is that possible?
When my polling unit alone, I know that we were up to 500. We were a large polling unit, and majority of the people there that were speaking were all for Labour Party. So for results to have come out, and I saw it, I'm like, politics has politicked again, once again. But coming to the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu right now announced at 3:30 a.m. when I was sound asleep, is now the president-elect of the great Nigeria, giant of Africa. Now, a lot of Nigerians are very much unhappy. You can hear the quietness in a lot of places.
Nothing is happening.
The few places that might be jubilating are only pocket spaces. Even in Lagos, only pocket spaces are jubilating. That's to tell you that definitely we all know that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not the people's choice. It's set on stone. But he still had a lot of supporters come out to vote for him. So at the end of the day, he has won. Whether by hook or crook, he has won. And I think he has rightly also said to the Labour Party and the PDP that they should take the whole case to court, take the INEC to court. If they're not, what's the word? If they're not okay with the results, which I don't know if that will happen, but I know Dino Melayu made a lot of ruckus. Okay, so we already see that, man, a lot of Nigerians are not excited, but I still put it out to us Nigerians. We have a president-elect. The best we can do right now is not necessarily to feel so defeated. We have to demand of him what he said he would do for us.
Yes, it's our responsibility.
So you
to do
have
that,
a manifesto. You have simply put out something to us, even though you didn't tell us verbatim with your mouth. But we have it in writing what you have said you will do. We are looking forward to the digital economy. We are looking forward to a change in the entertainment and culture and tourism sector. We are looking forward to the youth-centric manifesto that you put out.
He reiterated that in his acceptance speech.
So I am looking forward to that. I'm not going to try to feel too sad, even though I'm sad. I'm going to, for me, my standpoint is fine. You did what you did, thuggery or whatever. Now you're in the office. If they're going to take you to court or not, or even though we're going to protest, which I hope the country does not boil over.
No, we don't need that. We really don't need that. We don't need that.
We don't need that. So I think right now is the time for everybody to galvanize, like rally around and say, okay, fine, we have this president. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah.
And if you're not able to deliver, Nigerians right now, we need to put our power together to say, you know what, we don't want that guy there anymore.
I totally agree with you.
He's doing a lot of mess, much more than he said, much more than the good he said he was going to do for us. So I think this is the time we should get our senses up to say that now we have employed you in there, or certain people have employed you in there. But for the larger populace of us, we're going to say to you, what you have said you will do, make sure you deliver.
I sure agree. It's our duty to hold the APC government, the newly elected president, to own up to his responsibility and do what is expected of him as a duly elected president. It is not, like you rightly said, it's no longer a thing for us to be, wallowing in pain, saying, how can he win? He's not the right man for the job and all of that. That's
the deed has been done. That's if the court doesn't overturn it, Nigeria.
Okay, so
like the way Nigeria is, tomorrow we can wake up and it's overturned.
It's true.
So, but for now,
yes, until that happens, please, let's hold him to his responsibilities. He needs to do what is expected of him as a president. Okay, we're in a very, very tight corner as a nation. Things haven't been going on well. He is saying that he's coming with a renewed hope. We want to see that renewed hope.
Right.
We want to see Nigeria unified, because right now, I'm thinking, I wonder what move he's going to make next, because Nigerians are not united at this time. You can see that from the outcome of the election. You see how it all played out. So we need a president that will not be a president for a few. Because even in his acceptance speech, I felt like he was talking to a few persons, maybe his people. It wasn't sounding like he was talking to everyone. The only part of the speech that now felt like, okay, this looks like he's now addressing us, is when he was talking to the youth, when he said, okay, education, when you go to the university, there will be university autonomy, and then 4 years will be 4 years. That's when I now felt like, okay, it looks like he's now talking to Nigerians. And also where he mentioned that articulated people, the obedience and the Kwankwasia should all, join on board to work out Nigeria. Those comments here felt like he was talking to Nigerians, but he should do more. We need to hear more, because the atmosphere is really tense at the moment. People are not really pleased with the outcome, especially with INEC, the way INEC went about it. They felt that INEC didn't satisfy their expectations as to giving them a free and fair election. So there is that feeling. So as a newly elected president, I expect that within this time up till when he's,
officially
inaugurated into office, he should be talking a lot to Nigerians. Begin to make people feel like you're really here for them and not for one section.
Because right now you're not a Yoruba president.
No,
you're
a Nigerian president. The moment you took
so
up
there's no room for ethnicism. There's nothing like that. There's no room for religiosity to say you're Muslim.
Well,
you are Nigerian.
We've heard some of these people say stuff like Bola Ahmed is a true how did they put that line again? Like he's not a tribalistic man. He's not a he's not,
so definitely. So if he's not, based on what they have said, I'm going to be expecting that peradventure his office is not upturned. I'm going to see some obedient people in his cabinet.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that will happen.
People. No. Well, if he's not, if he's saying that it's Nigeria for Nigeria right now. He's not coming on the back of any ethnicism or based on being partisan or whatever. I want to be able to bring other parties in there
on board. Yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's take on other headlines, even though I believe that the headlines all look the same. But let's take on New Telegraph newspaper for today, the 1st of March. For New Telegraph here, we see as headline, Nigerian bonds drop as opposition boycotts vote counting process. Nigerian bonds drop as opposition boycotts vote counting process, even though that has been handled by right now. Rivers, INEC suspends result collation over threat on collation officers' life. Well, of course, that too is an old story because the results have, been counted and also announced for Rivers State. Moving on to the main headline here, it says results collation palaver. PDP, LP, ADC, NNPP call for fresh polls. Say INEC compromised integrity of presidential election. Protesters storm Abuja, demand results cancellation, sacking of INEC chair. Call for Yakubu's resignation misplaced. Don't plunge Nigeria into avoidable crisis. Catholic bishops tell commission as Khan questions why preventable lapses weren't addressed on time by INEC. Also, we see here constitutional crisis looms over eligibility of next president. Jonathan Mahama orders advise INEC to address procedural concerns, say it should comply with electoral law as federal government urges Obasanjo not to truncate electoral process. Ignore Obasanjo's comments, General Akinriade tells Buhari, but Abiamila in Kire call for calm. All right, so all right, I also see here, let me take this one. Say, I've won presidential poll, says Tinubu. Okay, let's go into our conversations. Let's talk about the results collation palaver, PDP. Of course, we saw that call, the press conferences that held yesterday, but even though it ended up not preventing the INEC chairman in person of Mahmoud Yakubu to go ahead and announce Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the election. But we saw the press conference from the Labour Party and the PDP, and also the counter conference from that of the APC camp. And all of that made me feel like, what's going on? These guys, are you guys trying to turn this nation upside down? But at the end of the day, I'm beginning to feel like the announcement of the president, the newly elect, just calmed everything down. I think both parties are now calm. Probably we're waiting to see them in court and all of that. But for now, I guess everywhere looks a bit calm, except for the celebrations in the...
Hey there, are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Different parts of the country. As for protest, I haven't heard of any yet. I don't know if you have.
I heard of a protest going on. Is it in Edo State? I'm not sure how true that is. But pertaining to the results collation, my God, Williams, there's a lot of discrepancy.
Yeah,
things were not adding up. It was evident that there was some rigging somewhere, not just somewhere, in many places.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first things first, Mahmoud Yakubu has lost all credibility.
Yes, with the way things, for the fact that he also, disregarded lots, part of the electoral law and did not obey it in how he dispensed the result.
And even right now, it is being said that there's a call for him to be jailed. So let's just see how things unfold. Let's see how things unfold.
Yeah.
Because obviously parties are definitely not okay with the results so far. And there's a lot of apprehension out there and a lot of stale indifference. A lot of Nigerians are just tired. and they're like, you know what, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that we actually do get a proper headway. And at the end of the day, like I would always say, I never lean toward violence. I never lean toward war. If we need to dialogue on this, if we need to take it to court, let's take it to court.
Yeah.
But it's not about inciting your people to come and start wreaking havoc. No. It's the people that will still suffer at the end of the day. So from all that we have seen, INEC did not do a proper job. I mean, are we going to count how the beavers machines did not work properly? Are we going to count about how the whole ad hoc staff, ad hoc staff were not properly trained?
Yeah.
They had a lot of issues. They were not properly trained. I also believe that they did not do their thorough research as to how to use the beavers machine and how to apply it to our Nigerian climate. Why? Because in my polling unit, there was a lot of network issues because the beavers machine had to work with the internet. So from time to time, you'd see the officers, they would raise up the machine to try to get network. It was just dramatic.
Yeah,
it was dramatic. So they will sit in one corner, the network is not connecting, they will have to move. It was just, it was a mess.
Yeah.
So there was that loophole that wasn't covered. And then initially at my polling unit, the beavers machines were not working. They were not working. The governor came initially, he couldn't get accredited. They had to take the machine and go back to change. And they said if they could not change it or fix it, then my polling unit was going to be cancelled.
Did you vote at the same polling unit with the governor?
I didn't. Yes, I did.
Oh, nice.
But I did not vote at the end of the day. I was just there. I mean, after waiting for 7 hours, my car did not show up.
Wow.
My car didn't show up.
Wow.
My surname, they used my surname, my middle name, my other name. They used my VIN. My card couldn't come up, and I asked them why. I next specifically told people such as myself who have the old voters card and who didn't want to change. They said it was not obsolete. So why is my detail not coming up? And the agent or the officer said to me that they didn't do a proper job of uploading
the old one.
The database from the old person. So, and I'm like, wow. That is such a huge loophole.
Yeah,
and guess what? I was not the only one. There were a large number of us who had the old voters card.
But couldn't use it.
After myself, 2 people behind me, their cards didn't come up. 2 persons behind me, their cards didn't come up. That's already 5 gone. So there was a lot of nonsense.
And that will explain the figures we got.
A lot of nonsense going on.
Where the figures like these ones that had 93 million registered voters, that has 93 million Nigerians they have the cards, but only 25 million Nigerians were accredited.
Can you imagine?
That's to tell you that.
Can you imagine?
A lot more people came out to vote but couldn't vote because the beavers couldn't identify them, or they were disenfranchised deliberately by violence or thuggery or whatever, or they couldn't find their polling units. People ran into different challenges on that day. We cannot tell it all. We don't know all of the challenges that were faced by most of these people. But we're just saying that
it was a lot.
It is now clear that from the 93 million Nigerians that had that PVC, a lot of people were not able to use it on that day. That's one thing that is clear. That's how we got 25 million accredited voters, and only 24 million Nigerians were able to determine the winner of the election. The numbers were really small to have determined the winner. Just about 8 million Nigerians in a country that we have. If a recent census, is done, I'm sure we'll be,
which will soon be done,
running over 400 million or about that number now.
That is too much. I don't think we're up to that. But
I feel the numbers have doubled.
But with a recent census, the one that will soon happen, we will see. Hopefully, they do not also apply the INEC tactics.
Because anything is possible.
Right.
But then I'm estimating, maybe we'll come back here and discuss it by that time. I'm estimating that we'll hit over 300 million. If we don't, well, I'll be really shocked. And of course, we know that a lot more Nigerians are also outside the shores of this country. I don't know if the census is going to get to them, but we'll get to know. Before the president's inauguration, I'm sure that would have already happened. Probably. But then in my analysis earlier, I was just saying that a lot more Nigerians came out to vote, but they weren't able to vote. And, too many challenges and all of that. But I'm going to just say that this shouldn't deter us from coming out again to vote during the governorship elections, because I mean, whatever happened on Saturday must have made a lot of people feel that there's no need to come out.
And Abule, wait, just a part of enlightenment I also want to preach out to us Nigerians. Did you see the tussle that we gave to the other parties, especially the LP?
Oh, okay.
All of them were on their toes because they knew things had changed.
Oh, yeah.
If there was no thuggery, if there was no violence, I swear
this
to
would have
you,
been, this
the
would have been
results
quite
would
a
have been
contest,
so different.
yeah.
Apart from that, just imagine the number of House of Reps and senators
for the Labour Party that made it there.
Right.
I mean, it's funny because a lot of those people that flew the flag of the Labour Party for the senatorial and House of Representatives made it or got their seats.
Right.
Funny enough, even much more against people that are already in the House. People, renowned senators from different parties like the APC, the PDP were knocked off. And so that's to tell you that.
And the bigger clincher, Obi won in Lagos. Even though it was a slim margin.
And then there was the Kaduna sketch.
So
I thought right said he cannot even win one small local government.
Right now, the light that I'm looking at really from this election process is whether the Nigerians really got what they wanted or not. There is already a shift.
Yeah, there is.
Politicians know that it's not business as usual anymore. Right? Because even we see centers where thugs came and citizens were fighting against thugs.
Very true. That happened in my own center too.
And over-empowering them. We saw videos where people would come to want to buy votes, they would beat you up.
Yeah.
Nigerians is not business as usual anymore. That's what makes my heart happy.
Yeah.
And the mass number of youths that came out to vote, Abule, I was excited about it.
I was really happy for
I was
Nigeria.
excited about it.
And this all of that happened because Nigerians believed that the system was or the process was going to be a fair contest.
Right.
And so they came all out to start a new Nigeria. But unfortunately, it didn't work out
that way.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying we should not lose hope.
Yeah, of course.
We should not feel totally down and depleted.
Yeah.
We got our power still.
Yeah.
We got our power still.
So even
we have the gubernatorial coming. Let's still go out. Let's still put the right people we want to govern us.
Yeah.
At least eventually we probably will come into state autonomy. Let's be able to say our states are doing well.
Yeah.
Let's be able to hold our governors accountable. Let the president do his work, but our own governors and our House of Reps members that would put up policies for our states, let's hold those people as
and then just to add, after the March 11th elections, there's also 4 years from now to come back and reassess what this new government would have done or would be doing, and then we also have a say. So the catch in all of this is that the more we come out to speak, the more our voices get louder. The more we retreat in defeat, the more we lose our hold.
Right.
And the same people that we feel bad over, we feel sad, they made it to the office, will continue to grow bigger and much more louder than we think. Because, I heard a lot of things, or I saw a lot of things during this time. And I can tell you that these people that we feel are not the right people to rule us anymore are not giving it up so easily. And let me borrow the words of Bola, Ahmed, Tinubu. This thing that we want is not served a la carte. You have to work for it. So this is the first trial, as far as I can see. It's not a bad outing. It's a good one. Even though it didn't end the way we want, it's a good one. 4 years from now, the plan begins now.
Even less, because right now we are going to get you out of that office.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
So it's a good one.
If you're not delivering. But also something else I wanted to look into is the fact that Abule, truthfully speaking, from me, my own perspective, I don't know about many other Nigerians out there. After this tenure, it will not be business as usual. Why do I say that? No, not about 8 years. Why do I say that? You see this old crop of politicians, it will be difficult for them to come back into office.
Yeah.
After the Tinubu, the Ahmed,
that's what I'm saying.
It will be difficult.
But that will also be dependent. It will be difficult if it will be dependent on young people. if they don't go into their hiding again,
No,
saying that we
I
don't
think
believe in the process.
that's why we're also even preaching this out here,
Yeah.
so that we know that we still have the power. For example, I'm loving and I'm rooting for the audacity of Badeboro's.
Oh yeah, I was going to go there.
I am rooting for his audacity.
Yeah, such a young
that is a young guy that is very much educated and is bold and he's calling.
Let's also know that because of what has happened on Saturday, the oppression, the intimidation that has been faced by a lot of Lagosians, they are going to come out double this time to want to unseat someone new. So it's a real battle.
It's a real battle. It's a real battle.
I'm really encouraging everyone.
Let's keep it.
Yeah, just come out. And then, it was already estimated that if Nigerians turn out in their numbers,
it will be difficult to rig.
Obi has a good chance of winning. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So let's begin to learn from the failures and the mistakes and everything that has happened. There is no need to go on and on and on and brooding over already spilled milk. All right, we're going to take our last paper. It's the same headline, but let's just take it by the way. Anyways, and that will be Sun newspaper. It says PDP LP step up pressure on INEC to cancel exercise. Oh, that's already an old story because the winner has been announced. Why Abia Charter of Equity can't be ignored. Mascot Kalu. Presidential election. Tinubu beats Atiku. Obi in votes volume as APC, PDP, LP tie in states 1. That's all the headline here. It's the same headline all through the papers, and we'll be making commentaries on the same stories. But then, do you see the PDP still going on, the PDP and the LP, especially the LP, do you still see them moving on to the courts with their grievances? Because that's what the message was for them during the announcement of these results.
With the posture of Obi, I don't see it happening. But with the posture of Dati, I see it happening.
Oh, yeah.
I see it happening because he definitely is not taking it lying down. Then even Obi supporters, a lot of Obi supporters have already started speaking up and saying, how are you going to be able to defend our votes? We want to be able to know that you will defend what we did. So there's a lot of heat on him at the end of the day. I just hope that wisdom speaks and he does the right thing. But definitely if he takes them to court, I'm up for it because, we know that there was a lot of rigging.
Yeah.
And if also he doesn't take it to court, I want to put it out there that he did not do badly for his first time.
Yeah.
He did not do badly coming out for the first time. Under an unpopular party that he made popular, remember? On an unpopular party he made popular and against two big weights. The margin wasn't so much. So at the end of the day, he did really well. But if he's going to take them to court, I'm all for it because we need things to turn out right. And if Mahmoud Yakubu is going to be jailed, I really don't care much because, there's a lot of work. He had 4 years
to prepare for this, and then to give us,
he had the budget to have been able, and he promised us that he was going to try. No, he didn't even say try. He said he was confident that he was going to deliver, and then even the president at the top said he was going to give us a free and fair election, and people are wondering, is this what free and fair looks like? So, my dear, at the end of the day, I'm just hoping, for me, I just want Nigeria to work.
Yeah.
I just want a Nigeria.
That's the only reason why we all
I don't care if you're Buddhist, I don't care if you're traditionalist.
Let it just work.
Nigeria should work.
Do your job and let it work.
From the top to the bottom, everybody should just be able to have proper meal on their table and to afford the basic necessities of life. It is not rocket science.
Yeah.
We have the resources, we have the manpower.
We have everything we need.
Why are we so greedy?
Yes, we have everything we need. And I'm just going to end by urging every Nigerian out there to please support this democracy and begin to build on the gains. Let's leave all our losses. Let's continue and let's move on. Just like what Natasha said, even if they go to court, well, let's respect the process. Let's allow the law to take its course. And then we follow through the process with our support. But to get on the streets in any protest or causing troubles that we're already in at this time. We don't need that. We don't need that. Let's allow the government to start off on a good note while we hold them accountable for things for the way they run our country.
Yeah.
I can already hear some people say, what was this one saying about holding people accountable? There's no one that can be held accountable in this country. People do things in impunity, which is true. But we're hoping that this will begin to change.
Let's not lose
faith. Because that's what they are promising us.
And then the crazy part I just wanted to add is, like I would always say, change is not easy.
It's not.
If you want change, you have to be willing to bleed blood, you know, to be able to get that change. So for us, the youths, it is this period, let us use it to prepare ourselves. Prepare ourselves for what it is that we really want for the next time. For example, I see no reason why you and I should not be running for office in the next 4 years.
Very true.
I definitely am looking forward into it because I mean, my dad even spoke about it this morning. It's high time.
Yeah.
It's high time.
Yeah.
So definitely, and for every youth that has gotten a place of position in power, please, let's not disgrace ourselves. Do the
Very
work.
true. Do the
Just
work. Yeah.
do the work. It is so important.
Very, very true. And thank you so much, Natasha. On that note, we're going to draw the curtains for today. I hope you have enjoyed the program. Do well to also participate by dropping your comments and your reactions regarding the topics we've discussed today on the comment section. Until next time I come your way again, my name is William Sabule, and this has been the Newspaper Review here on TAP TV.